What do you guys think about the war in Ukraine?
I actually don't know much about it, apart from like the big news thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't follow the news. Really.
I couldn't even say what it's about.
I
Like,
don't like watching the news because it makes me depressed. I know it sounds bad, but I don't really care about what goes on because it's not like I can make a difference about it anymore.
that's, yeah, same. I think it causes a lot of political apathy. That's also why people don't have a lot of opinions, like, especially kids our age as well, about like politics, because it's just depressing to like look into and talk about.
And it's like, you can talk about it as much as you want, you can't change it, really, because we aren't in power to do that.
Exactly.
It's like the whole thing with voting as well, like why we can vote now.
Yeah.
I have no clue what I'm doing.
I have no idea what I'm doing either, so
Yeah.
I'm not going to vote in the next one, because I don't know.
That's fair
And
enough.
I feel like every party, they like promise everything that they're going to do and
Exactly.
then just don't do it.
Exactly.
I think they're all bad.
All of them are bad. There's no good options.
The problem with like current government is that a lot of the people that are voting, because obviously we just had the conversation that we don't really know who to vote for. So a lot of people that are voting are middle-aged and, you know, either retiring or, you know, not. They probably won't change their opinions.
Yeah.
They're very stubborn.
Yeah, a lot of them will just vote for who they're voting for because that's who they voted for in the past. They don't even look at the plans.
That's literally what my dad
That's
does.
what my granddad
But a
does.
lot of them do it because, especially our parents, they just listened to their parents about who to vote for. So
Yeah.
some people have voted for the same people the whole life, which is probably why there's only two main parties.
And that's an issue with like people older voting more, because, well, to be honest, they're not going to be around for when everything goes wrong. And it's going to be
Yeah.
up to us to figure it all out.
That's literally what's happening with climate change.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I was gonna say that.
Everyone
That's
else's
why
issue.
No one cares about.
And it's
the
like
environment.
they have failed us, you know.
Yeah. It's because they don't think ahead. It's the thing with like capitalism is it's not at all thinking long term. It's only short term gain.
And then they have a go at us saying like, oh,
They
you're such
do.
snowflakes, but it's like you've literally just destroyed my future. I'm so angry.
Like my mum would be like, well, you got to do something. Then I'm like, what am I supposed to do? I'm in college.
I'm
I'm 18 years old.
What am I gonna do?
Greta.
Greta Thunberg.
Oh yeah.
Because like, what if we all just dropped out of school? Then none of us would be educated for the future. It's like, yeah, that good for her setting an example, but then she wouldn't have finished her education for the.
But the problem also, the thing that pisses me off with her is everybody makes fun of her and no one takes her
Yeah,
seriously, which I
exactly.
don't get because she is speaking facts.
She actually is speaking facts. And also I think it's predominantly because she's a woman and she's also
Yes.
autistic and she's also young. And so everyone's like, okay, why are we listening to this woman? Well, not even woman, a girl, little girl, talk about political issues, is what they say, you know.
It's like they should listen because she is part of our generation, the generation that is affected by it.
Exactly.
But it's even people in our generation that take the piss out of her.
I think that's because kids, like a lot of the general public and general teenagers, are affected more about their parents.
Yes.
They care a lot about their parents' opinions, whereas like leftists are more like, what's the word? Hesitant to follow.
People directly impacted by rights and the human rights like laws.
Yes.
So especially queer people are more likely to pay attention to the news
Because it affects them.
It literally impacts on our lives. Whereas cis-het people don't really have to pay attention.
But cis-het people are the people who are in power.
And the people who are voting predominantly as well.
Yeah.
That's what also I was going to say, because you just said that you weren't going to vote in the general election, right? But like, so people who are a lot older and know who they're voting for, it's just going to continue the cycle of having conservatives, like, and also not just conservatives, but right-wing people in government, because leftists and like left people aren't voting because there's no one to vote for who represents them anymore. So
That is true. And I do feel bad sometimes when I say it and people will get mad, but it's like, I do not trust myself to know a lot about it.
you have a right to vote, but you also have a right not to vote.
Yeah, and I don't know who said it to me, but someone was like, you have to vote because we fought for the right for like women to vote.
Yeah, so
And it's like,
this is the thing, like, people
say you can't complain if you don't vote. But like, I complain that I can't vote because I don't know what's going on and I don't have someone like who I feel would represent my area of society
Yeah,
properly in the government.
exactly.
So I don't vote.
And the people who were like, there was that guy and woman who were running for prime minister, right? They had really good policies. They seemed like they were going to be genuinely good for the country. And then we got the white woman who has just already ruined a lot of it, our economy. And she's also,
That's the thing, like, people are like, oh, you know, it's great to have women in power, and it is. But if you look at Margaret Thatcher, she was like really homophobic.
And she was also shit.
Yeah, she
did.
was.
She was awful.
Yeah,
There's a reason
and
why we
then-
say piss on her grave. It's not because she's a woman. It's because she was an awful
Yeah, I
person.
know. And then obviously Liz Truss comes along, and she's like possibly even worse.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, the thing with me is I have no idea what's happened. So I don't know why she's bad. I don't know why Margaret Thatcher's bad because I had no idea. It's like the royal family. I have no idea who they are.
Yeah.
That's another
That's
topic.
another-
That's
yeah.
a whole other topic.
Oh my God.
Are we royalists or
Like-
are we anti-royal?
It's like the amount that taxpayers have to pay for the royal family is actually ridiculous.
But on the other hand, I don't agree with the royal family, right? But they do bring a lot of money into our
Yes,
economy
because of tourism.
because of tourism, like massive amount, and they only take 21% of it back.
Yeah, but
So-
it's like the funeral we had to pay extra tax.
Yeah.
For the coronation we'll have to pay extra tax. And then obviously not
Can't
to
take
sound
it-
bad,
I
but
don't-
Charles isn't gonna live for very long, so
Yeah.
we'll have to pay for another funeral
Yeah.
and another coronation. So
I don't
it's
get why
like-
it costs so much money. Just have like a regular funeral.
And it's like there's that thing about them wanting to build a $200 million yacht.
Yeah, that's
For the
ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
And it's like, what are they going to do with this? Just like have like Charles like sail it around?
I guess it's for more tourism, but it's the same with like that yacht that was made for Prince Philip
Yeah, but
because they
it's
had one for
like,
him.
We're in a cost of living crisis. Taxpayers don't want to pay extra.
Exactly, and like
There's
can you not
bigger
wait?
things to worry about
Yeah,
too.
literally.
Exactly, there's such bigger things to worry
Like, you
about.
can't ride around in your yacht if the world is on fire. You know?